Hello my little giblets, and welcome back to Tiny Glade. Now, tonight was supposed to be a different kind of video, but I logged onto the game, and when I went to the menu, I noticed that the daily theme was the vampire castle. So now that the game is fully out, there's only one thing left to do. Remake Dracula's castle in Tiny Glade. I thought, what better daily than this daily? If you'd like to just see the finished result, skip to the timestamp up on the screen. But if you'd rather just be here for the slow process of building, you're more than welcome to. I'll be here narrating through my thought process as I try to adapt what is essentially this map is very good for what I'm doing. From what I have on my screen, Bran Castle is actually situated somewhere very similar to this, in that it's particularly hilly, not that it's particularly moist. But anyway, now that we have a clean canvas, we can get to work. So, to make it a little easier on myself, I'll make it daytime, and we'll start with this corner. From what I can tell, it starts with one oblong tall tower right here that has another tower perched on top of it. And these two boys, and they are tiny, brick colored. Probably that one. Then, off to the side, I was attempting to do some crenellations I saw in some pictures. Sadly for me, I think it takes a bit too much finagling, so I'm just gonna stick with what works. Right here we have a proeminent big tower with a huge roof. It looks like a very complex little tower. Now I just have to paint it proper. And even though this is not realistic, I just think it looks cool, I'm gonna give this a timber frame to make it pop. It looks nothing like I have in any of the pictures, but what does that matter when you have style? Lest I forget to paint the road going up. Now just to add a couple more windows. Maybe I can still make those little matriculations. I'll be darned if I don't at least try. Oh, I knew something didn't look quite right. It needs a red roof. Alright, now for the other side. Let's scoot over the sun, build a big tower, put a little smaller tower on top of it, paint it correctly. It needs a big window right here. Oh yeah, a balcony right over here. Quite a complex little balcony. And two entrances here too. Perhaps a little flag. The roof seems to have a little bird nest, so let's incorporate that. Just like that. And a little window right there. And we can move on to this wall. But I think I'm gonna need to extend this hill a little bit. Something like that. Ah yes, much better. So to get a better perspective of where I'm gonna build, I'll build one of the corners first, and then start the walls coming out from it. That would be my corner that joins in with the wall, and this would be said wall. Needs to be a little longer. Don't make any crude jokes, alright? or albino from my Minecraft server. And this little structure here. And from what I can see, this area is canonically made out of wood. And I think a darker wood looks better. In all my excitement, I forgot about this little house right here. I imagine in real life this used to be a kitchen. No basis for that claim whatsoever, just wild speculation. Oh, it looks like a face. I can just about squeeze in a window right there. Anyway, back to the walls. Right here is where another tower would go, but from what I can see, this one's a bit off-centered. Damn, they really love their asymmetry, huh? Very, very tall conical tower with a very high and pronounced hat. Actually, all the towers have little hats, including these roofs. Very nice. And the chimney and the big set of windows. And let's not forget the windows on this side, though I think some smaller windows would fit better. Oh yeah, perfect. And equally spacing out some holes. And now we can flip it around. And we need a huge wall right here. Then a structure here, angled as such. Let's color it correctly. Now I'm gonna add another structure inside of the other one to get the roof lining to form a little bit of depth. A trick which you'll see me use quite a lot. This side is rather sparse for detail from what I can see. But that doesn't mean we can't put some fun imaginary windows. Just like that. Here we have another little nook. Something like that. Beautiful. Now, onto the best and biggest tower of them all. Something like so. Actually, even taller. And let's move the sun again. So oddly, I think I need to build yet another little structure on top of this one to get the shape quite right. One thing I wish you could do is drag the position of the single point roof to either side, like you can do in The Sims. That would be really, really useful. But hey, until we get that update, best I can do. Though I guess I could technically bring up the roof and then lower, and then we get one side sort of resembling. Yeah, I think I'm happier with that. For such a large tower, it has very few windows. And since I can't do these windows horizontally, I'm just gonna have to plonk them down manually. I think 4 would do. Then 2 nice windows above those. And now here comes quite the design challenge. You see, in real life it looks like this. Now how exactly am I gonna replicate that with the tools available to me? I think the best I can do is extend this wall enough so that it can allow for windows, and then attempt to make columns by just making a bunch of vertical windows. Alright, now the second layer. And just like that, how does this look? It looks okay. But I don't really see the pillars that are in the pictures, so let's try a little more. I also wish there was an align all button. That would be very useful. But hey, I think that looks better. A marginal improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. Now for the final section of wall. Another wish is that I could make wall segments just a little bit longer than they currently are. I can make them very tall, but I don't think I can make them as tall as I can make them wide. On top of that, we have some timber framed roofs with some equally comically large roofs, and another room right here. And I don't know if we can make it, but a tiny adjoining room right here. A bit finicky, but something like that. And the balcony right around here with a door and a window and another window here and two smaller ones here and a big set of windows. Let's move everything just a little bit higher. Then 4 little windows right here. Then one big window just like that. Some windows on the roof and the chimney stack. And now the outside is done. It's time to focus on the inside. First off, we have a huge terrace-like area right here. From the looks of it, this is a particularly tough spot of the build. There's a lot of ways in which what I'm trying to do can end up looking jank. Then one big oblong structure right here, connecting to the tower. Now we move another level down. Here we have another medium-sized tower. And two big sets of windows right there. The space in here is gonna be a little packed, considering that I had to work with a few limitations. Ergo, the size of the island, even though I did make it just a little bit larger. And now for the final touch, a floor area. Now some windows and doors to liven up the place. As well as up here. And last but not least, finishing up this main tower. It just needs one final cube. The final tower, and the most visible from a distance. And so, my little giblets, with that, I would like to say, build finished. Dracula's castle, aka Bran Castle from Brasov. This daily theme has been great. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you have any ideas for any other castles you'd want to see, drop me a comment below. I've been Iplon, and this has been the Tiny Glade Vampire Daily.